Is HD running? You can see me in HD?
Yes.
Handsome guy in HD. All right. So let me go ahead and set up here the music, the atmosphere, the tone.
Who's walking in? Who's going to be sitting there?
I will let you know in a moment.
LOCKJAW.
I will let you know in a moment.
LOCKJAW.
We got to make this special. So, now the moment that you guys have been waiting for, let's welcome our special guest, LOCKJAW in the house. All right. All you. Damn.
Thank you for having me.
I seen him perform 5-10 feet away from me. I see the pictures, but right here up front, the guy is huge. Oh my God, he got that core power going on. Yeah. Damn.
42 grams of protein.
Hey, and thank you very much for bringing this in. Everybody here is loving it.
You guys like it.
Some of them are hitting their head because they're just jumping around with all this energy and core power. Oh yeah, core power. We're taking pictures here. JFEW doing his thing. That's right, advertising. All right. So in this segment, it will be Captain BOGY versus LOCKJAW. It's a F5 match. Now you're asking yourself, what is an F5 match? The Few Fast 5 Fanatic Face Off. Yeah, that's right. So here, we're going to go head to head. I will be asking the questions no one dares to ask, and LOCKJAW needs to have an answer. So let's go to the tail of the tape so we can see what we're comparing here. Presenting in my corner, Captain BOGY. Measuring at 6 feet tall, weighing in at, the scale turned off.
Wait a minute.
NYC, Miami. Wrestling promotion, The Few Show. My finishing move is the F5 Gotcha. Yeah! You think that'll work? If guys turned around at least, maybe? All right. My catchphrase is, if you're not here, you're nowhere. Yeah. Now today, I will be facing none other than LOCKJAW. A Marine, and thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
A wrestler, a trainer, a promoter. Husband, dad, what don't you do, man? Height, weight, 5'9", 207 pounds. Hailing from hailing from Brooklyn, New York. Now representing for Lauderdale, Florida. Trained by Gino Caruso, Pablo Marquez, and Rusty Brooks. Yes, and we've had Rusty Brooks here about 2 episodes ago. So you guys definitely, again, need to look at these episodes. Scroll down on the Few Show page so you can see it was an awesome episode. Rusty Brooks, shout out to you. His wrestling resume of promotions are NDIW in New York, ECPW, New Jersey, New York, SWF in New Jersey, and ACE in New Jersey. Pennsylvania, wrestled in WCICW. Damn. What does that one stand for?
World Class Independent Championship Wrestling.
Wow, that's a long name.
They want it to be unique. They said, just add 2 more letters so they can never remember what it stands for. And then here in Florida, he has been in AMP, WXW, CCW, and of course, X Wrestling. Shout out Josue, X Wrestling in the house. So nicknames, the Puerto Rican Pitbull. All right, representing PR.
Always.
And Warrior Breed, yeah. Signature moves are the snap suplex, big clothesline. So not just a regular clothesline.
No, I make sure you go down.
It's a big clothesline. Body slam and a splash. Damn. His finishing move is the spear.
Yes,
nice.
It is.
Now, this theme song that you're hearing is called Mi Orgullo. Tell us a little bit about that. You actually came up, took some pieces and worked on this track?
Yeah, I actually sampled the original 100% track from Big Pun, and rest in peace. I took that track. It was basically my goal to try to use that in the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Nice.
I didn't get that opportunity. I didn't know who exactly to get in touch with. But I started sampling different parts of the song, and then I actually came up with the rest of the beat itself.
Cool.
The instrumentals, the trumpet horns, everything. That was all me.
Okay, I like it, man.
Thank you.
So very Latino. All right, and a quick shout out to our Few research team for getting all this data for us. All right. So, let's jump here to the next phase. All right, so at this point, we're going to try something a little new. So, this is an F5 match here. It's
Are
me.
you sure you actually want to go toe-to-toe with me?
Oh!
I mean, listen. I mean, I know this is your show and all.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. I respect it. But when I'm in this chair, I take over.
Ah, damn.
You just ask the questions, I give you the answers. So if you want to ask me 1 question, 2 questions, 5 questions, you want to have the camera guy come in, you want to have the radio guy come in, that's all fine. I'll take the title, take control of this room, and then it'll become the LOCKJAW show.
Oh.
Where really only one stands.
All right.
So it's on you.
LOCKJAW.
Well, listen. What I have to say at this point, this is episode 17. So far, my record is 0-16.
Oh.
I got to get a win. Some
Might
way,
not make
somehow.
18. He might not make 18.
Okay? So, let's see how this one goes. And, of course, at the end of this F5 questions, we're going to have the whole audience decide who was the winner. First question. So, what are your first memories of watching wrestling?
5 years old. First laid eyes on Red and Yellow, Hulkamania.
Damn. Nice.
Before my 5th birthday, I actually had a complete Hulk Hogan videotape collection that I would watch. Wrestling Under the
VHS?
Giant. Yeah, VHS,
Hey.
way back when.
Back in the day, baby.
Oh, yeah. Actually, my 5th birthday, I remember like the back of my hand because it was Hulk Hogan themed birthday. I mean, I had the banner with his picture. I had
Wow.
the cake, and I had it all. You know, I had the
Amazing.
the VHS playing, and I remember coming in, little 5-year-old nothing, just doing his
Hulking
signature.
up.
Yeah,
All right.
it was a good time. It was a good time. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing today.
And Hulk Hogan has affected, and many wrestlers, has his name in the
They have
tip of
it.
their tongue, as the ones who he has inspired. All right, question number 2: who are your top 5 wrestlers of all time?
All time. Hogan, obviously, number 1.
Okay,
The Rock, number 2.
Attitude Era.
Undertaker,
Okay,
Triple H, and I got to go with the Warrior on this one.
Warrior.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have a lot of similarities as far as how much passion we put into not only our character, but our craft. And we're easily misunderstood by how we bring out our emotion when it comes to this business.
You know how sometimes when you hear a key word and you're having a conversation, like something clicks. Something just clicked right now when you mentioned that Ultimate Warrior is your 5th favorite one.
Indeed.
Warrior breed. That has anything to do with the Ultimate Warrior? The word right there.
I mean-
Warrior.
A little bit. It
Oh,
does
okay. I thought I hit
because,
something here.
watching the newer version of his documentary before his passing, he explained how to deal with life. And for me, Warrior Breed is important just on the name itself because it represents the average Joe. It represents people constantly in the struggle,
Okay.
trying to make ends meet,
Okay.
doing whatever it takes. Life knocks them down,
Sure.
you get back up.
Gotta be a
Sometimes, even within my military career, training, even with the Marines, we're faced with death at all times.
Yes.
It's on us to keep pushing. And that's how
Okay.
we're trained.
All right.
We
Okay.
run to the sound of the violence. We run to the sound of danger. Okay? We're the ones who scare the Grim Reaper at night.
And thank you, sir, again for
Thank you.
serving.
Thank you.
All right. So, when was your first match, and what was your thoughts before the music hit? What's going on?
My first solo match, because I've had a couple of battle royals prior to my debut.
Okay. Singles.
My original debut as LOCKJAW, the character, was March 29th of 2013.
Okay.
And it was against a character named Starman. we spoke back, and he just told me, you know, just be relaxed. You know, we'll take care of each other. And before my music hit, as they were announcing before the music hit, it was kind of nervous. You know, I didn't know what. You know, this was the first time I would be doing a live, you know, show in front of people. It wasn't just on video games. It wasn't just talk. Now this was real. Now this was the real deal. And I mean, it's on YouTube. You can see the difference from now, how nervous I was. I mean, back then, how nervous I was till now, whereas I'm a little more comfortable. I'm relaxed. I've been doing this a little while now, so. I mean, it was a good experience. You know, he took care of me. I took care of him, and it was a great show. Great show.
Awesome. Question number 4. LOCKJAW. Very strong, ferocious, intimidating name. What does it represent for you? LOCKJAW.
It represents just pretty much my life overall. You know, like I said in the pre-show, you know, my wife came up with the name.
Cool.
And when I was first training, I wasn't sure what name to go by, what gimmick to go by. You know, I was still pretty new. So I would have the veteran guys ask me, okay, what's your gimmick? And I would say, well, I'm a powerhouse. They're like, no, that's a style, but what's your gimmick? And I was so confused. And one day I'm driving home from practice, and she said, why don't you just call yourself LOCKJAW? You know,
wow.
You got the dog, you know, the mean mug. You got that short, stocky build. You are strong. You have that vicious side of you. Just put it out there. And at first, I thought it was a little cartoony, you know. So what I did was I posted it on Facebook, and it got a good feedback, and
nice.
I just went with it, and here we are today.
Well, good job, wifey.
Thank you, babe.
All right. Damn. Coming down to my last question. What is the most memorable experience that you've had so far in wrestling? Most memorable.
On the indies or just overall wrestling?
I would say overall as the wrestler LOCKJAW. Most memorable experience. Match, event.
I mean, I have an event, but it wasn't necessarily a wrestling match. It was actually an experience with wrestling business itself. And if my wife is watching, she's probably laughing right now at the story I'm going to tell. I was coming home from work, and I was living in Jersey at the time, and I was doing afternoon 4 to 12 shift.
Okay.
So by the time I came from New York to Jersey, it was already about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, and she would always pick me up and drive me home. And this one day, I'm coming out of Newark Penn Station, and I see these two guys walking by. They're kind of stumbling. One of them had no shirt on, big tattoos, long hair, the goatee going. And I took a glance, and it looked like two mini rocks.
Okay.
So I'm looking, and then this older man, he walks by me in a shopping cart. He goes, "Man, that look like those wrestling twins." I said, "That is them," because they passed by me, and everybody's like trying to figure out who are these two, big guys just walking by, And then I realized it was the Usos.
Oh wow!
So my wife pulls up, and I said, "Babe, the Usos are here, literally on the opposite side of the Penn Station."
Nice.
She said, "You're lying." I said, "Make a U-turn, go on the back side of it, and you're gonna see them." So she pulls up, and John, who was married to Naomi, he's standing there, and she rolls down the window, and I asked him, "Are you guys okay?" And she still didn't believe it until he stuck his head in the window and gave me a high five, like, "What's happening?"
Oh man!
And she was like, "Really? Like, what do you got?" It was literally 1:30 in the morning in Newark, and if anybody knows Newark, it's considered a bad area.
Okay, yeah.
And they were at that time they were doing a Special Olympics over there in MetLife Stadium.
Okay.
And they were in the hotel by the airport, I believe the Hilton. And I guess they were having a good time, and I don't know if they got lost or whatever, and for some reason none of the taxis apparently knew how to get back to the airport.
Really?
So they're telling us this story, and in my mind, I'm like, there's no way that can't be possible. These guys literally drive there every day.
Taxi drivers.
Exactly. And for me, I felt that was a sign from above, like, keep pushing. You're gonna get there, you know, eventually. And at the time, we had a 2013 Dodge Avenger, and we had 2 car seats for my daughters in the back. And we ended up putting our car seats in the trunk.
Nice.
And we drove them to the hotel.
Oh my God.
Now,
cool.
From
Right along.
it was an experience because we had these 2 massive Samoans in the back of this average Joe sized car, and we're talking. You know, they're thanking us for helping them, and we had one of the Newark Penn Station guys wanting to take pictures, and I'm like, it's not my, you know, I got to take them back, you know. At that time, they were the tag champions. I think this was their first run as tag champs.
Okay.
Actually, it was right before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I think they were going against the Wyatt family. And so I'm taking them back and, you know, just talking to them, making sure everything's okay. And, you know, they told us, they said, yeah, we were doing an event with Special Olympics in Giant Stadium. And I guess, you know, they had party and got lost.
Yeah. That was
All right.
late.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking 1:30 in the morning.